Um, it's, it's the month that, according to Abraham Avinu in the Sefer Tzirah, the book of formation, Abraham explains that the month of Av is the only month that is ruled by the planet Sun. We know in astrology that different months are controlled by a different planet in the Milky Way. And usually each planet governs or controls or makes impact on two signs. There are only two planets that control only one month. Sun controls the month of Av, sign of Leo, and the moon controls the month of Tammuz, month of Tammuz. So what's the big deal?
What's going on?
What's the big deal about Sun controlling this month? Maybe it was summer when Abraham realized this month is a hot month. He said, oh, it must be because of the sun. Is there any Leo in the house? One lioness? Two? No, that's you're not. You're not a Leo. No. Any Leo in the month? Oh? Anybody else? Any lioness? Ladies, Leo? No? Pisces. Okay, we're safe. We're actually safe. So, Leo, just like you can imagine, it's a sign of the animal that represents this month is the lion. Male lion is for the male, and the female lion, the lioness, is for the ladies. And it's actually the only month that they say there's a huge difference between the man and the woman of Leo. But I want to emphasize the importance of this month and the energy of this month and why tonight is such a special night. So Sun rules in this month, and you know there are 28 days in a month. There is 14 and 14, and the first 14, if you notice, the moon gets full every day. The moon becomes wider and wider, and by the 14th, the moon loses its energy and becomes less and less until you don't see it at the end of the month. So at the peak of the 14th day, which is tonight, the moon is at its fullest shape. If you go out tonight, you see the moon is almost as big as the sun. It is the brightest of all the whole 12 signs. And the reason is that we know the moon doesn't have a light of its own. It receives the light of sun and it reflects it back. So every time the moon reflects the light of the sun back, it shows more of itself. And tonight, the moon is returning all the lights of the sun, so it shows itself as a full moon. And the moon represents the female aspect, and the Leo, the sun, represents the male aspect. So tonight, the moon is at its potential, and the sun is at its potential. And the moon and the sun, the male and the female, are having total affinity together. And that's why this month, tonight, is the night that you see most of the wedding engagements. They call it the Valentine Day of the Hebrew calendar. And it's a perfect night to meet your soulmate, to be with someone who has a significant role in your life. And it could be both ways. It could be from the challenging point of relationship or from the loving point of a relationship. So it's a beautiful night. It's one of the most positive nights of the year. And when we set up the date to have this class, and we picked this topic, which is the topic of the class is how do we achieve our potential. We weren't thinking about inviting a lot of singles to come and join us, and we announced a little bit late, but hopefully we'll see more of the singles comes and They can stay together, mingle together, have a bite after the class. But generally is one of the most positive day and night of the Hebrew calendar. And right after the 9th of Av, which is considered to be one of the most challenging day, was one of the most negative or the most challenging, I'd rather to say that. All of a sudden we have this beautiful, positive day. Even though there was a lot of traffic, I'm sure everybody got stuck in traffic, but still it's quite a positive day. So before I start, is there any question? Is there anything on your mind that you'd like to talk about tonight? No, we're good? Okay. So the topic of the class that we picked is achieving our potential. Let me ask you a question. Have you seen people who have tremendous amount of energy or extraordinary talent, but they never fulfill their potential? Have you seen people like that? You see they're really, really talented, a lot of energy, but somehow they fail to achieve their potential. And vice versa. You see people who have lesser talent, but they make difference in their life for themselves and for the whole world. Why is that? Yes?
Because of fear.
Because of fear? Can you expand more on it? It's a good answer, but I want everyone to understand what you mean.
I think it's because somebody who has a lot of talent and doesn't do anything with it. It's because they're afraid of other people judging, or they might think that it would be really hard, or because maybe their father told them something, or their mom told them something.
Very good point. Everybody heard the comment? That maybe one of the reasons that people don't achieve their potential is because of the fear of
failure,
fear of judgment, fear of not achieving what they want to achieve, or the expectation that people may have from them. Good point. What else? Can anybody share? Yes.
They don't believe in themselves.
They don't believe in themselves. Lack of confidence. Yes. So potential is not actually determined by our intelligence, by our wealth. It's determined by how much of our light, the light of our soul, we can reveal. Does it make sense? Because we are all born with different talents, different power, different capabilities, different lack. Every soul that comes to this world has a special amount of a talent or lack or power or vice versa. And it depends of how much I can manifest that talent that I was born with. That's determine how much potential of my life I can reveal. Our potential is not something that we create. It's actually something that we uncover. So, to truly understand what our potential is in Kabbalistic understanding is, we have to understand who we really are and what are we doing in this world. What is the purpose of me being in this world? We all come to this world with a purpose. We all have a purpose, every one of us, individually. We all have a special soul, a special spark of the light of the Creator. And we're all different. There are not two exactly the same purpose. Everybody is different. Everybody has a spark of the light force of Creator, God, whatever we want to name it. And to manifest the light that we are supposed to manifest, or to manifest the potential that we are to create, we are put into a special family, a special community, with special challenges, special weaknesses, and it's all designed, and we ask for it, so we could come to this world and to create something special. And depends how much of that creation becomes manifest, it shows our potential. I want to ask a few questions just to understand where we are spiritually. How connected are you to your soul? Ask yourself. Yes.
Is that a question or you're just saying?
I'm sorry?
Are you asking?
I'm asking a question. How much are you connected to your soul?
You want us to reply, or you were saying we should answer ourselves?
I like to know, if as many as people that are in this class to share with me, how do they connect to their soul? Are you connected to your soul?
Very much so. Yes.
Very much? Can you expand on it?
On a daily basis.
On a daily basis?
I'm always aware of the ego and the soul. I try to continuously be self-aware of cause and make sure I'm coming from a place of soul and not a place of ego.
Beautiful. Beautiful. You must have studied some
Yes.
Kabbalah. Sounds perfect.
I think we are our soul.
We are our soul. Yes. So are you connected with your soul? Are you connected to yourself? Can anybody else expand? Are you connected to your soul?
I don't know.
You don't know. Fair answer. Honest answer. Yes.
Yes, you are connected to your soul. The time you pray in the morning, the time you wake up in the morning, and the time you ask for the God to reborn you. The time you wake up in the morning, you feel something inside you achieving. That's how you feel your soul is always with you. The time you do good deed for people, and you will get a good deed back. That's how your soul is.
Okay. So how much of your time during the day you're actually aware of your soul and the responsibility of your soul or the purpose of your soul?
24 hours.
I'm sorry?
24 hours.
24 hours. As Zaku Baruch, you have graduated from the School of Spirituality. Michael Jimzab.
You're made by the soul. The soul is everything on the body.
Yes.
If the body doesn't count anything.
Right.
After you passed away, the soul is going up, and you need to dance to take care of your soul.
Fantastic.
Make sure take a lot of things to make them happy.
Fantastic.
What is to make them happy? Keep Shabbat, makes the soul happy. Donation makes the soul happy.
Beautiful.
All the things, all the mitzvot, it happens, it makes the soul happy.
Yes.
If the soul is happy, you are happy.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love that. This is a good class. So, when you're afraid, do you guys get afraid?
Yes.
Yes?
No.
How often?
Every day.
Every day.
Because there's an opportunity for fear to turn it into potential.
Beautiful. So when we are afraid, who's afraid? Is your soul afraid or is your body afraid? Your consciousness of your body. The ego, the body is afraid. So, Michael Jim, I hate to disappoint you that we're not 24/7 connected to our soul. Do you ever get disappointed?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. So we're not 24 hours. I mean, it would be fantastic to be connected to our soul, because our soul has a mission, has a purpose, but it's in the prison of the body. Yes.
I want to ask a question further. How would you discover what your purpose is? Since that's our goal for our soul.
Can you speak a little bit louder? I'm sorry.
If it's our goal to achieve our purpose,
Yes.
how would you find your purpose? How do you, that's what we're supposed to achieve, correct?
Fantastic. Fantastic. That's the main purpose of the class.
Can you repeat it, please?
Sorry.
No, I love it. So if the purpose of the soul, we want to find out what is the purpose of the soul, and that's what we're trying to figure out, who we really are. Wonderful. When we get angry, you guys get angry? Yes?
Yes,
How often do we get angry?
every day.
It's the truth. Do you think it's the purpose of the soul to get angry? No. I'm sorry? I'm sorry, I can't.
Somehow.
Somehow. When we hear good news about something in business, in relationship, in community, when we are happy, who's really happy? Is it your soul is happy or you are happy? Your ego is happy, your body is happy.
Well, it depends what the news is.
It depends on what the news is.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Good. So there is a difference. I'm trying to establish a difference to understand what's the role of the soul is and what's the role of the body is. The body is bound by the five senses. The body is bound by what we see. The body is bound by what we hear. The body is influenced by the stars. The body is influenced by the weather, by the space, by time. Right? And what happens when something happens that is uncomfortable for us or makes us puts us in a position of very uncomfortable? What does the body do? Or how does the body react?
Fight or flight.
I'm sorry?
Fight or flight.
Exactly. So we react. We might get angry, we might get upset, we might get disappointed, we might get scared. That's the reaction of the body. Everybody agrees? But I can guess from this beautiful audience that everybody in this class is quite spiritual. Everybody has that moment that connects to his soul, connects to that godly part that is within us. When do you think, I mean, Michael, you mentioned a few good mitzvot that makes the soul happy. And there's millions of mitzvot that we can do. How can I find out what really makes my soul happy? What is that special thing that makes my soul happy? Yes?
By embracing everything that you have already before you're trying to look for the next chapter.
A little bit louder. A little
By
bit.
embracing where you are at right now, with the challenges and the happiness and the uncertainty before you are able to search for the next chapter.
Very good. But just to make it more simple, every time a situation happens that it makes you uncomfortable, is the sign that your soul wants you to do something that is the purpose of your soul. Every time that you find yourself in an uncomfortable situation, let's say you're sitting at this room with someone and the person next to you is making you uncomfortable. You're not comfortable, you prefer to sit somewhere else. That moment is the moment that I can determine, is it my soul reaction, is my soul desire, or is it my body desire? Everything that we do that is easy for us, that is very, very easy for us, we're not really revealing any light. We're not really uncovering our potential. Every time that we are put in a position that is difficult for us, it's against my comfort zone, it's an indication that there is a light in here that I'm supposed to reveal for myself and for the whole world. And that's the purpose of my life. And the more I uncover these moments, the more that I uncover these lights around me, it takes me to where my potential is. So how much is the limit of your creating light, the potential of your soul creating light in this world? It depends on how much challenge we face, that it's difficult, it's uncomfortable for me to do. Does it make sense?
Yes.
How often during the day you face a situation which is uncomfortable? I'll give you an example. Today, we're driving from West Side, we're coming to Tarzana, and there was a tremendous amount of traffic. You're sitting in the car, you want to make it to the class starts 7:30, you're late, there's a car in front of you, very uncomfortable situation. Where is the light? What light is doing for you? What is happening? We're uncomfortable, right? We might get angry, we might get anxious. The situation becomes unbearable.
Teach us patience.
Bravo. Where is the light hiding in that moment? What does it tell? What is that situation tells me about myself? And maybe the light that I need to create is within the boundaries of my patient. I give you another example. You go to a party, and the person that you're not very happy with shows up in the party, and I use this example a lot. They sit right by you, or you run into them. What is your reaction when you face such a challenge?
Put your head down and go away.
I'm sorry?
Put your head down.
You put your head down and you walk away. That's the most comfortable thing to do. When I do that, what happens? What did I accomplish? You run away from the light that it was there for you to uncover, and we failed. I'm going to put my note away so I can be more myself. To achieve our potential, is first to understand who we really are. What is the purpose of me being in this world? What am I doing? What are my weaknesses? What are my talents are? Why am I born in this family? Why I was born in such a city, in this country? My timing with everyone else. It's all designed by our request before we came to this world, so we can accomplish what we meant to accomplish before we came here. We are, every one of us, we are a combination of the soul and the body. We learn that. The soul is the spark of the life force of God, and the body is a vehicle to assist the soul to achieve our purpose in life. But unfortunately, when the body takes over, the soul is like in a prison and it cannot really shine itself, it cannot show itself. And then we fall into the limitation of the physical world, and one day things are good, one day things are bad. I'm happy one day, I'm not happy the next day. There is sadness, there is disappointment, and everything that we experience most of the time. We become, based on our desire, based on our work ethic, we achieve something. We find a partner, hopefully in life, we get a job, we have a family, we live, and we go on. But when we want to achieve what I was supposed to achieve, then I have to look at the world with a different angle. Before I learned Kabbalah, I started learning Kabbalah in 1982. I was totally disconnected from myself. I had some intuition of who God is, what the spirituality is, but I was so consumed by the desire of my ego and my body. I wanted to study, become an engineer, become a successful man, going back to Iran. And my whole intention, my whole purpose was based on the desire of my body and my ego. I thought if I become successful at business, I can find the perfect wife, and I can create a family, have children and all that. But my total desire was surrounded by the physicality of this world. And then something happened. One day, I was sitting in a car, a friend of mine, and he was playing a cassette of the Rabbi Berg talking about Kabbalah. Not a simple study of Kabbalah, but a very, very deep study of Kabbalah, a study of Terminum and examination. When I was listening to that tape, somehow something happened. I realized that there is more to life than me going to school, passing tests, buying a car, looking for a maid, and all that. There was something beyond all the physicality that I was searching in my life. Rabbi Berg was talking about soul and light and spirituality and angels and energy forces. And I realized, wow, this is beautiful. This is fantastic. It was then that I understood, or I became aware that there is another force in me that is attracted to something beyond the physicality. Somehow, for the first time, my soul talked to me. And from then on, I started studying more Kabbalah, and I became more aware. And then I thought that, oh, I got it. I got it, this is fantastic. I thought I found a solution to all my challenges, to all my shortcomings, to all my misery. And I thought life is going to be very, very easy for me. Now I got it. Kabbalah, oh wow, fantastic. I found the secret. And even at that time, I found this book that said Secrets, and I bought the book, and it was all about the spirituality and Kabbalah. And I thought, wow, where was this in my life? Fantastic, I got it. My life is going to be easy. I know all the answers to all the questions. I'm going to be successful. I got it. But then I realized, yeah, I found the knowledge, but then the challenges didn't go away. The disappointment didn't go away. The uncertainty didn't go away. It's actually, things are becoming more difficult. Everything that I was sensitive about became more obvious. If I would get angry at something small before the Kabbalah, now it would even touches me more. Then I realized, actually, the more you have more understanding of this amazing knowledge, yeah, they give you the tools, but implementing it and using it is not an easy thing. I was perhaps the most reactive person in the world. Before Kabbalah, I loved astrology, and I studied conventional astrology, and I read about Scorpio, my birth sign. I found this book, astrology book, in this bookstore, and I read it, and it had everything positive about Scorpio. Oh, Scorpio is so powerful, yes. Scorpio has intuition, yes. Scorpio is this and this, and I thought, wow, I'm great, thank God I'm a Scorpio. And I loved myself. I thought, this is fantastic. I have the best sign of all sign of astrology. And then I learned Kabbalistic astrology a few years later, and I said, oops, oh, Scorpio has huge issue with controlling. Oh, I learned, oh my God, Scorpio can be very, very jealous. Scorpio can be, they only think about revenge. And then it became clear to me that, yes, there are some good stuff being a Scorpio, and there's a lot of bad stuff about the Scorpio. Actually, at one point I went to Rabbi Berg and I asked him, is there a hope for a Scorpio? And he took very disappointed and he says, not really. I said, Rob, really? Not really? There's no hope? And then he told me something that probably I'm going to share at the end of the class that kind of gave me hope. But then I realized that everything that is very difficult for me to do is exactly what I need to work on myself. I have yet to correct my controlling issues, ask my wife, but when I realized that it's the controlling issue that is probably my most difficult challenge in my life. Now that I know, I try to be less controlling. But again, it depends who you ask. So what I'm trying to say is we're all born with different talents, different energy, different power, and we all have a lot of challenges, deficiency with who we really are. And the reason for their talents and the reason for all those negative aspects of who we really are has to do with our mission in this world. And when we overcome that, we achieve our potential of why we came to this world. And the moment you understand yourself, the moment you diagnose who you really are, where are you good at, what are you good at, why God gave you such a talent, and the moment you realize the reason that you're scared, the reason that you fall into anger, the reason that you get disappointed, once you understand what makes you disappointed, what makes you uncomfortable, what pushes you to difficulties, then you can understand how much light you can create by controlling everything that is difficult for you to control. Going back to myself, going back to this point that it actually prevents every human being from reaching potential is jealousy. Before Kabbalistic astrology, I thought there is no shred of jealousy in me. And my mom always says, Nader, you're not jealous at all. You're such a good boy. And I really believe that I'm not jealous. But then I understood that jealousy is actually good. It's actually good if it's the constructive jealousy. If you see someone successful and your jealousy entices you to become as successful as that person, that's a good jealousy, that's a constructive jealousy, that's a positive jealousy. The destructive jealousy is when you cannot stand someone else's success or someone else is having something. One of the things that prevents us from reaching our potential is the negative jealousy. The positive jealousy should help us to achieve our potential. Fear, just like you mentioned, fear is one of the biggest tools of the ego to prevent us to reach our potential. And every time that fear comes in making any kind of move, any kind of decision, the moment you feel fear about anything should actually awaken you that there is a light here somewhere. There is something that I need to overcome for me to be more successful as far as reaching my potential. And then when we truly look at all these elements that we talk about, we really understand that this spark of soul, that spark of life force that He has put into our consciousness has only one mission, one purpose. That spark of soul wants to reveal itself like the Creator. It wants to be just like Him. And it's controlled by the body, it's controlled by the ego. And when we let that light that is within us shine, it's when that's the opening to reach our potential. We learn in Kabbalah that every challenge that we face throughout the day, with people, with situation, with everything that happens to us, it's only an indication that my soul understands that there is a potential of revealing light for myself at that moment. And when I welcome it, when I perceive it with open heart versus running away from it, escaping away from it, or denying it, or blocking it, I'm delaying reaching my potential. So if you have a challenge with the concept of, again, fear, and every time that something happens, that fear comes to my consciousness or to my surrounding, I should realize this is it. This is part of my tikkun, this is part of my correction, there is a light here somewhere that is uncovered and I need to recover it. There's a parasha in Torah called Parashat Bo. Bo means come in Hebrew. It's the moment when God tells Moses, Moshe Rabbeinu, to come and face Pharaoh, the most powerful force of darkness. And it says in the Zohar that God showed Moses, Moshe Rabbeinu, the darkest form, the most tense, darkest form of an energy that existed in the world, to the point that Moshe Rabbeinu was scared. Imagine God invited Moshe Rabbeinu, says, come my son, I want to show you something. I want to show you how powerful this dark force is. And God showed Moshe Rabbeinu something, the scariest things that he had ever seen, the most powerful force of the darkness. But he tells him, Bo, come to it. Don't run away from it. Don't even go to it, just come to it. Welcome it. Let it come to you. The moment we receive the challenges versus running away from it, versus, just like you said, putting our head down and walk away from it. It's the moment that we can reveal the ultimate light that is hidden through those moments and challenges. Another concept that we need to exercise, and we talk about it all the time, and I think all the Kabbalists talk about it, is the concept of having certainty in everything that happens to us all the time. Those people who have achieved so much in their life, they didn't do it because everything looked good and they did it. They took a risk. They had certainty that whatever they do, it's going to be good. And with that consciousness, with that certainty, injecting certainty in every situation that has beyond any logical certainty, is when they achieved it and they became successful. So this force of darkness that God showed Moses, not only showed this force was shown to Moses, it's actually shown to us all the time. Every time that something happens, that we think that it's beyond my power, it's beyond my control, there's no way I can overcome these, there's no way that I can achieve these. It's that dark force that God talks about. But this dark force is actually, we learn in Kabbalah that it's our opponent who, by overcoming that, we can achieve the ultimate light that is within that situation is. So when I'm stuck in the freeway, and I'm late, and I'm hot, and it's uncomfortable, and if I feel myself that I'm in an uncomfortable situation, instead of complaining about it or make myself miserable, just sit back in your car and say, I love this. There's a traffic, I love it. Fantastic, it can't be better than this. Baruch Hashem. I love it. It's hot, fantastic. The air conditioning is not working, couldn't be better than that. The moment you say that, what happens? What happens? When you say that, what happens? What do you think it happens?
The energy shifts.
The energy shift. How does the energy shift? You're no longer affected by that energy. You're actually mastering that energy. Let's say you don't like somebody, and I practice this example over and over again because it happens all the time. You have a conflict with someone, something has happened, someone said something behind you, somebody cheated on you, I don't know. And then all of a sudden you end up seeing that person right in front of you, or you're stuck with them in a car or a party at a wedding or something. What is the natural way of body? Oh my God, look what happened. The last person I wanted to see is here, right? That's a natural way of body reaction. Next time, practice it. Next time, say, Baruch Hashem. Can't be better than this. Sitting at my table, it can't be better than that. What happened at that moment? When we welcome an uncomfortable situation. The moment I welcome the most uncomfortable situation is the most that I can reveal the most light. How? How? Because I'm no longer controlled by my ego, my body. The moment you have a headache, and it's an unbelievable headache, instead of being miserable, oh, the headache, oh, it must be this, oh, whatever. Instead of complaining, say, I love it. The headache, I love it. What happens? You're no longer controlled by that headache. Now you're in control. The moment you're in control, who's in control? Now the soul is in control. All of a sudden, your soul has controlled the body. The body loves to react against everything that is uncomfortable for it. We react. Every time that something happens that my body doesn't like, my ego doesn't like, we react. We react by getting out of control, we react by saying something negative, we react by getting upset. We react. Every time that we react, the moment that we react towards anything, it should be an indication the body is again controlling my soul. And every time that I pause and I push back my reactive behavior, is the moment that I'm in control now. Is the moment that my soul comes to my help. The moment I don't react to anything that bothered me until today, anything that makes me uncomfortable today, the moment you pause, the moment you say, just a minute, Baruch Hashem, I love that. The moment you say Baruch Hashem, and you have to mean it, not just say Baruch Hashem, and you still be angry, not Baruch Hashem and you're still upset, not Baruch Hashem and you're still not happy. The moment you say Baruch Hashem, I love that. Tonight, I'm going to pick that up and use it all night. What are you doing? You're saying to that position, this is perfect. Life force has created this situation for me. There is a light here somewhere. There is something that I need to change in myself. That's why it's happening. Baruch Hashem, thank you. I love the challenge. And the moment you pause for a second with that consciousness of Baruch Hashem, or pause, you're no longer affected by that situation. Now you're in control. Now you can make a right decision. At least you're not angry anymore. At least you're not upset anymore. At least you're not anxious anymore. And that's how you see the light. And that's where you see where your vulnerability is. That's how you see what's holding you of you reaching your potential. Potential has nothing to do with how successful you are at work and business or even at relationship. Your maximum potential is when you exercise everything that was uncomfortable for you and you welcome it and you handled it beautifully. That's the potential of your life is. That's the purpose of our life is. We are here to transform ourselves, our reactive behavior, to a proactive behavior. Changing situation from a negative aspect to a positive aspect. We are here to solve every challenge that we face ourselves and to help others to change their consciousness as well. Every second of our life, there is a purpose for us. Every second of our life, every second. You know, the Kabbalists, when things are quiet, they're not happy. When things are calm, they're not happy. When things, you know, when you see people say, oh, today it poured from everywhere. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. For a Kabbalist, it's an indication that, oh my God, look at my potential. Look how much I can accomplish tonight. Look how much I can handle tonight. Look at my potential. Potential is the amount of the vessel that we have that can create light. I'm going to repeat that again. Our potential is equivalent to how much you can handle the situations that are uncomfortable for you. That shows how much light you can create. That's how much transformation you can make. The more challenge, the better for a Kabbalist. The more difficulties, the better it is. What do we run away? We're so afraid of, God forbid, falling. In relationship, in health, in business. But falling is an indication that there is light that is hidden and I haven't uncovered it yet, and it's time to uncover it now. And having certainty that when I'm falling, I'm not falling to a hole, I'm actually falling where the light is, where God is. Every time that we fall into any situation, any kind of situation, relationship, financial, health, whatever, the God is standing at the bottom of that place, waiting for us to get there, to throw us back up. Because that's how we create light. From the moment of darkness, from the moment of challenges. The transformation comes from up, down to up. From the moment, the difficult moments. And if we realize that, when we fall, the moment that we fall, and we say, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. You know what Baruch Hashem means actually in Hebrew? What does Baruch Hashem mean?
God is welcome.
God is?
Welcome.
God, give me more. Baruch Hashem, give me more. God, bring it on. Baruch Hashem doesn't mean thank God. For the longest time I thought Baruch Hashem means thank God. No, it means give me more. You know, something went wrong, give me more. The moment you say, give me more of the challenge of the darkness, and when you welcome it, you're no longer controlled by that situation. You are in control.
Because you look forward to it now.
I'm sorry?
You look forward to it.
You look forward to it, you accept it, you cherish it. You know, the body wants convenience, the body wants comfortable situation, the body loves to get attention, the body loves to get recognition, the body loves honor, the body loves everything that is easy to come. But there is no pure joy in that. It's very momentarily. When you receive something without earning it, you enjoy it for a split second, for a day or two, But the real joy is when you earn some light through difficulties. When you achieve something that you thought it was beyond your power, beyond your control, beyond your capability. But when we understand that He gives you everything that is exactly to your power and to your magnitude of your soul capacities, we will never receive more than what we can handle. Never, ever. Never. Yes?
What about, God forbid, something that is way more than uncomfortable, like losing someone you love, your family member, I'm not talking about traffic or, something that is...
Very good. How about
Very dear.
when we lose someone that is very dear to us, God forbid, right? They say, Dayan emet when we lose someone. What does that mean, Dayan emet? That means, God, your decision is emet. I accept that. Because one of the biggest fear that we have is death. Because, Hasbi Shalom, our death or someone that we love is death. But we learn in Kabbalah that death is a very, very illusionary concept. Thank you. And it only happens when the life force of God realizes that in that person who passed away, in that situation, in that moment, could not achieve its potential, could not achieve its purpose, and there is a better story, better scenario, better path for him or her to come back to. I know it's difficult, especially for those that we love so dearly and they're so close to us, and Hasbi Shalom for those who leave before their time. But when I understand that even death is an illusion, it's a momentary situation, that soul, there is a better, they always say, he's going to a better place. The soul doesn't go to somewhere else. The soul will come back. The soul will come back sometimes immediately to a better scenario, to a better situation. And it's the taste of faith and certainty. And the moment, it's in today's we're not supposed to mourn more than 3 days, even when we lose the closest people to us. The fact that we sit Shiva for 7 days has not to do anything with us feeling sorry. It's for the soul, because it takes 7 days for the soul to totally get disconnected from the physical body, so he or she can transform to a next stage. So the fact that we sit 7 days as a Shiva for the family, it's only to help to elevate the soul to reach where it needs to reach. But as far as mourning and being sad, we're not allowed to be sad more than 3 days. Because when we are sad, we're actually not seeing the big picture. When we're sad, we're actually telling God, I really don't like your plan, I like my plan better. And it's a form of correction as well, for both the person that dies and for the people who are around them. I personally in my life has experienced losing a lot of people who I think they left, that I thought they left before their time. 2 of my greatest friends left way, way too early. 2 of my siblings, I think they left way before their time. But I want to show you something which was quite unusual. On the day that my sister was being buried, and she was an angel, and she left too early, and we were at the cemetery, and thousands of people were at the cemetery, and Rabbi Berg showed up. And I thought, oh wow, Rabbi Berg is here to comfort me. I thought he's going to come and say, I'm so sorry for your loss. oh, she was a great angel, oh, Nader June, this. He came to me and I saw him and I was, oh my God, Rabbi Berg is here to comfort me. He came and he said, the only thing he says, this is all an illusion. I was like, what? He said, this is all an illusion. And I'm like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. What are you talking about illusion? My sister passed away. We're burying her. What are you talking about, this illusion? He said, don't fall for it. It's all an illusion. I know it's very difficult, but again, the fact that we say Dayan Ahmed, the fact that we say Baruch Hashem, is to understand that I'm not seeing the big picture. I'm not seeing what's next for this soul is. I'm not accepting my correction. I'm too attached to the physicality. I'm so worried about my feeling and my feeling of my family, my friends. For the longest time, when I lost my best friend, very, very young, and there was one death that I couldn't really deal with. And when I realized Kabbalistically that it was time for him to go because the place that he was and the situation that he wasn't creating any more light. His life was full of chaos, he was totally lost. And when I came to the realization that it was actually maybe a good thing that he left, I saw him at Ghiam the night. The same night that I came to realization that it was actually a correction for him to leave, a correction for me to understand it. He came to my dream and he was smiling at me, he was joking with me that same night. The moment that I realized that I judged I judged God, I judged everything that he was doing. When I realized that I was the one not seeing the big picture, I was the one not accepting our tikkun, our correction. The moment I realized that, everything was solved. I know it's a difficult subject, but I talk to everyone that I lost. I'm in contact with them all the time. I'm seriously in contact with them all the time. My father is a big part of my life, even now than when he was alive. I hear him, I talk to him, he gives me advice, I feel him around me. And so even that, which seems to be the most difficult thing, we can either react to it, we can not let go, and when we are sad and when we are holding to our feelings, we're not letting those souls to fly, to reach to where they want to reach, and to come back as quickly as they need to come back. When we accept it and we wish them, you know, the prayer that we do, the Kaddish that we say, it's so fascinating. It has nothing to do with mourning. It has to do with elevation of the souls. So even death, which seems to be the darkest things in our life, is purely an illusion. Purely a part of this book that is our life, and there is a page in the book and we haven't seen the big picture. That's why they say when the Mashiach comes, there's a Chaye Hametim, that all the souls that they have passed, they come alive. I mean, I imagine that, and it's so hard to imagine that everybody that has passed be alive. But it's just an understanding, a consciousness understanding that there's no such a thing as that. There is no such a thing as that. Any questions?
What does tikkun mean?
Tikkun means correction. Every soul that comes to this world, every one of us, we come to this world because there is something for us to correct. Something from our previous life. The reason that we are born in a certain family because we have correction with those members of the family. It says in the Kabbalah that we actually choose, before we come to this world, we choose our parents, we choose our sibling, because we had issues that wasn't resolved previous life that needs to be resolved. Or a favor that was done to me in the previous life, and now I need to give back that favor. That's why most of the, the love that the grandparents have for their grandchildren, that special love they have, it shows the affinity between the two souls and the correction that they have with the two souls. Sometimes, a lot of times, in our previous life, we were the parents of the children that then later on will become the children. Or the siblings that we have in our life, there are the souls that we had issues with or correction with the previous life. That's why you are connected in a good way with your siblings, or sometimes there are issues with the siblings. That love and hate that exist, it all has to do with the correction from past life. This is what's called tikkun. Everything that I need to correct that is difficult for me to correct is a tikkun. Everything that happens to me beyond my control, it's my tikkun. If I'm stuck in the traffic and I get frustrated, it's my tikkun. I have issues with not being patient enough. Yes?
Back to what you said about siblings, would you say the hatred that you have with your sibling is something that you have to work on?
Yes.
Part of your purpose?
Exactly, bravo. Exactly, bravo. I actually shared this, I had, again, I'm using a lot of my personal feeling because I put all my notes away, and maybe it was a good thing. For the longest time, I had a lot of challenges with my oldest brother. From childhood, I thought, he's not my friend, he doesn't like me, everything that I did bothered him. We were not in a good situation at all, for the longest time, until I was almost 40 years old, 45 years old. I thought, we and him, we don't see each other, we don't see things eye to eye. I thought he hates me, I had resentments towards him. Everything that two brothers could have difficulties with, I had it with him. And when I realized that it's not actually him that had issues towards me, it was me that I had issues towards him. And when I changed myself, and when I gave him what he wants, which was just love and respect, me and my brother became the best of friends. The best of friends. He's my best friend, he's my best supporter. And for 45 years, I thought he hates my guts. He doesn't like me. And it was me not realizing that what I needed to do as far as correcting my own behavior, correcting my own reactive behavior. There was a time that I didn't want to go Shabbat to my parents' house because I knew he would be there and he's going to give me a hard time. Now there is not a Shabbat that I want to be with him. And there's not a Shabbat that he doesn't want to be with me. Because I changed myself. Not that he changed. He was always good. He was always right. He always punched everywhere that I had vulnerability. Everything that I had vulnerability. Controlling was one of my biggest issues with him. I thought he's controlling me, not knowing that I was trying to control him. It was exactly vice versa. Everything that I thought is not giving me was everything that I wasn't giving me. When I realized it's me, has to do with me. Our happiness is with us. Our creating the biggest life in life for ourselves has to do only with us. When we accept who we are, when we understand and we accept and we cherish who we are, with all our talent and with all our lacks, when we cherish our lack, when we cherish our negative characteristic and behavior, is the time that we can transform ourselves and we can fix our tikkun and we can reach our potential. Every time that we create light within our own family, within our own sibling, with our own surrounding, is one step closer to what our potential is. And that's how we can help the whole world. Every time that we exercise patience, compassion, understanding, everything that is against my comfort zone, every time that I share my time, my money, my talent, without any expectation, just knowing that if God gave me such a talent, it's for me to share it with the whole world without any expectation. Without any expectation. Not that I share because I want to be thankful. Not that I give because I want to be recognized. When I have something and I share it with glad heart, without any expectation, is the moment that I'm reaching my potential. Is the moment that I'm acting like God. But just like you notice, God shines all day. He is giving us blessing in life, every second of our life, without any expectation. His only expectation is just to be like Him, because that's what He promised. Because that our essence is just to be like Him. So every time that I go, just to finalize the class, which I know it was kind of went the way that my notes were, different from my notes were, every time that we go against our comfort zone, every time that we hear something that we didn't want to hear, every time we face something that is difficult for us to face, every time we have a challenge in our life, it's an indication that there is a light there, there's something good there for me, and when I don't react, when I pause and sit back and I welcome it and I say Baruch Hashem, is the moment that I can receive the light that is in it and is part of me, and I can make a difference for myself and I reach my potential. Juna.
Quite yeah.
Push that through, Juna.
I have a question. In case when you said you're, becoming the better person to go and change yourself, and what if it's not both ways? Like if you did that with your brother and your brother accepted it and he received it, but what if they don't receive it?
Thank you for asking this question. It's a wonderful question. Everybody got it? No. What about if I change and the other person doesn't change?
That's his problem.
Good? Beautiful question. If I truly change, not just a little bit change, if I truly change, that's the answer. The moment I expect that person changes too, I really haven't changed.
That's very hard.
Think about it. Think about it. The moment I realize it's not the brother who's angry, bad, controlling, demanding, negative, all that. The moment I realize, no. You see, everything that he or she, not just brother, anybody, who's doing, it's actually touching the areas in my life that I need to change. It's a wonderful question. I want everyone to understand. The moment you change yourself, that I don't want to be controlling anymore. I'm not going to be controlling anymore. I don't want to be jealous anymore. I don't want to be whatever anymore. And I'm not. Everything changes. Everything changes. Because When you change yourself and you become a loving, compassionate, and you become an unconditional form of a life force, unconditional form of a life force, just like God, it really doesn't matter if they change or not, because you've already changed yourself. And you're no longer vulnerable to all those behavior or reaction from other people. I'll give you an example. If you have a cavity, and that person, the doctor, you go see a dentist. The dentist touches the tooth that has cavity, and it's very, very painful. Once you remove the cavity, whatever that doctor does, it doesn't hurt anymore, because the cavity is now removed. So no matter what the doctor does, you're no longer hurt. It doesn't matter what he does anymore, because you no longer have a cavity. So if let's say somebody's in my life that hurts me in a very, very bad way. Cheated me, hurt me, abused me, whatever. The worst case scenario. Worst case scenario. Friends, family, whatever, sibling, whoever. The moment you forgive them, truly forgive them, not a little bit forgive them, truly forgive them, not a little bit of removing of the cavity, total removing of the cavity. You totally forgive them. You realize that that person actually was good in my life because it touched something, because I have problem with forgiving. I'm holding on to grudges. I'm holding on to pain. But if I totally exercise, I'm forgiving him. I realize that she was an angel in my life. I learned something about myself. And I'm forgiving him because it's not him. God put him in my life, just like the dentist, to fix my cavity. He touched my cavity. Removing of the cavity is my choice. And I forgive him for good. He will never bother me anymore. His presence actually will make you happy. But as long as I am still holding on to some grudges, I want to forgive, but it's so difficult for me. I'm still hurt. You see, my ego still is shattered. Because who's hurt? Is the soul hurt? Or is the ego hurt? The soul is never hurt. The soul loves all the scenario, every situation, all the challenges, all the darkness. The soul loves it. This person who was in my life hurt me. Beautiful, Baruch Hashem. He touched a cavity. You asked a very good question, very tough question. I see that you still haven't resolved it. But let me expand it more. The moment you realize there is nothing in this world but you and the life force of God.
Okay, this is a one-way driving, one-way.
Stop.
If they don't want to forgive me.
Stop. The moment you realize there is nothing in this world but you and the life force of God. Stay with me. When you realize that everything that is around you was created by the life force of God, yes or no? Is God good or no? So whatever he created is his production for my well-being. Yes or no? That God wants to punish us? God wants us to be happy all the time. God wants us to suffer? So when I realize that there is nothing but me and the life force of God all around me, and this life force wants to come in, and as long as I don't let the light come in and appreciate that when this light was coming, this light comes in with challenges, with difficulties. Earning light is not easy. Accepting light is not easy. Light comes in a different form, in pressure, with so many difficult scenarios light wants to come in. Every time we desire something, it comes in the form of a challenge. So when I accept it, when I realize it, it'll be over. The moment you no longer have a cavity, the doctors cannot give you any more pain. Unless I'm still holding on to some cavity. I still have difficulty with putting things away, with forgiving people, or not understanding that God created all these for my benefit, for me to change. If I still feel like I changed, but He hasn't changed, I have expectation. I have expectation. You see, I'm forgiving him, being nice, but he's not nice. That means I'm still looking back.
No, I'm not saying he's not nice. I'm saying that we both have to be in the same page.
No.
He's
We
saying
are
you
not
have to
supposed
be
to
in the
be.
same
No.
Let's say if I forgive.
Yes.
So I have to be, and he doesn't want to forgive. Should I just be alone by myself?
No, it's
and
your
just-
fault if he doesn't forgive.
It
When
doesn't
he's saying
matter.
It's your fault if he's not forgiving.
It doesn't matter if he doesn't forgive. If he doesn't forgive, and you're still bothered by him not forgiving
Not
you,
cured.
you're not cured yet.
But this is someone that you cannot just let go. You know what I mean?
Oh, good.
This is something that you have to deal with
Good.
every day.
Good. That means the problem hasn't resolved yet.
That means I have more challenges to do.
That means you still have challenges. That means it's
I
not
accept
over
more
yet. That means the
homework.
cavity.
I accept more.
That means the cavity is not removed yet.
How much can I go to God?
There is a yes.
Anesthesia.
Okay, earlier you spoke about speaking to someone. And then you said,
Can you speak a little bit louder?
of course. You were talking about speaking with someone who has passed.
Yes.
And then you said there was something that's preventing them from returning to meet their soul friend.
Yes.
What was speaking to them to think that's preventing their soul from returning?
No. When we don't accept their departure, when it's difficult for us that they left, when we're still holding on to that soul, we're not letting them fly out. When we accept, when someone has passed, when we accept it, with all the difficulties that there is, then we, again we say Dayan Emet. Dayan Emet means what? God, I know you have a better plan. I know there's a better scenario for him or her to come back to. There is a purpose for it, and I accept that. You let them fly and reach where they need to reach to come back again.
But you still have a connection with their soul.
Yes, the soul is there. The soul is there. And the soul is happy when we accept it. The soul is happy when we accept it. There's a lot of stories for the souls that they come to, God forbid, parents or children, that they come and they say, we're good, we're fine. Everything is great here. Don't worry about us. I remember when my brother passed, it was funny because we always talked about after that situation with him. He was such a cute, funny guy. So he came to my dream just a few weeks after he left. And I said, how is it everything? He goes, just like I told you, it's great. Everything is great. I'm in school, I'm learning, the best time. So, again, it's accepting every challenge, every darkness. When we accepted it, when we welcome it, We're no longer under influence of our body consciousness, our ego consciousness, and we're connected to our soul, and we're in control of the situation. And we can handle things better. Yes.
بتونی فارسی حرف بزنم.
بفرمایید.
این صلح اختراع ایرانی‌ها و مدلیسته یا که جای دیگه دنیا به هم چیزی رسیدن؟
همه دارن.
مثلا ویتنام هم به هم چیزی رسیده؟
بله.
اونم صلح پیدا کردن.
صلح دارن.
دارن ولی خودشون میدونن.
خیلی هاشون
چاینیزا هم صلح پیدا کردن.
جونم؟
مشخصاتی که این کارا رو انجام بده.
تا یه مقدار خیلی زیادی بله.
چاینیزا رو عرض کردن.
اونا هم همینطور بله.
یعنی صلح پیدا کردن که چه کارایی انجام میده؟
چه کارایی انجام میده؟
صلح کاری که انجام میده یه مرده حرف میزنه.
اونجور صلح شما.
یه مورد تصمیم میگیرن بقیه دیکته میکنه.
نه من راجع به اونا صحبت میکنم.
من از شما صحبت کردیم که خواب دیدیم، صلح و خواب دیدیم، یه حرکت ها یه حرفای زد، اینا مثل که واقعیته.
اوکی.
آیا هم چیزی هست؟
Yes.
همه خواب میبینن.
شما خواب نمیبینید؟
خواب راست نیست.
اوکی.
میبینم ولی راست نیست. روش نمیشه تصمیم گیری.
حالا خیلی شما خیلی شیرین و بامزه یه موقع دیگه راجع به صحبت کنید. Last question. Yes.
Sorry, I won't do it in person as much as I want to.
No, that's just fine.
I just wanted to ask briefly on the illusion point that you mentioned earlier, because some of what you mentioned, I have a connection to my mom and Saba who are not physically here, and still have that communication.
A little bit louder.
The illusion to me seems like a positive limitation. I just wanted to understand that.
I'm sorry, but I couldn't hear you good. A little bit louder.
Sure. Okay, I'll start from the beginning.
Yes.
So you mentioned earlier about so much we're close to about the illusion.
Yes.
So I just wanted to get a bit more context, if I could, because what you mentioned a few minutes back about having that dialogue with the people that have passed,
Yes.
which I still do.
Yes.
Recently. How does, the illusion...
Oh, I see your question.
Thank you.
The illusion that my master says was the physical illusion. The death was the illusion. When he told me this is an illusion, he was telling me the death is illusion. This physical body is illusion. This whole thing, putting the body into the ground, is purely illusion because there is nothing in that body anymore. This is all illusion. He was telling me the reality, which is the soul, still is on. She hasn't gone anywhere. She hasn't gone anywhere. She actually has become more powerful, what he was telling me. He took me out of the realm of physicality, which is illusionary. It's an illusion. This physical world is an illusion. It's not real. It's real as long as the soul dwells in it. The moment the soul leaves, it's nothing. So that was his referring to.
The more important is to maintain that spiritual connection of A, B, or C.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
میشه خواهش کنم اسکورپیو رو برای مرد زن پخش کنم، برای همون مرد که داشتیم گفتیم چه تیکونی داره داشتیم
اسکورپیو تیکونه اسکورپیو واقعا
sorry but I need this food.
No. Scorpio, because it's a water sign, is very, very emotional, male or female. One of the most emotional signs of the zodiac is a Scorpio. The animal Scorpio is blind. That means they only feel. When a Scorpio moves, it moves with his feeling, it doesn't move with logic. So Scorpio has no affinity with logic, runs by emotion. And emotion can really take you up and down all the time. So the tikkun of Scorpio is a lot. There is a lot for a Scorpio. So what Rabbi Berg told me, because when a Scorpio gets hurt, he immediately wants to revenge and he wants to answer back, he wants to control the issue, he wants to revenge. That runs in the Scorpio's blood. You hurt me, I'm going to hurt you. To a point that it kills itself. When a Scorpio animal bites someone, he dies himself too. His whole life force is into his venom. So the moment the Scorpio does something, not only it kills that other person, it kills itself, he suffers more. So when I asked him, is there a hope for a Scorpio? First he said no. Later on, I asked him, Rav, please, is there a hope for a Scorpio? He said, yes, to remember, for the Scorpio to remember that one day it was good. One day it was good. That means, let's say you get to argue with someone, and that person is very dear to you, and he says something that hurts you, and you're hurt, and you become hurt, and the hurt is so powerful that you want to revenge, and you go and destroy the relationship. That's the worst case of a scenario that can happen to a Scorpio, and unfortunately it happens all the time. But if Scorpio controls his emotion, steps back, pause, and says, you know, that person was good at one time. There's good in it. What happens is for me. It's for me. He's only there to represent, again, where my vulnerability is. It's very difficult. For someone who's very, very emotional to control the emotion, it's almost impossible. Almost impossible. But it's not impossible. Scorpio is so emotional that if he doesn't pause, if he doesn't exercise Kabbalah, there is no way for any sign of astrology, actually, poor Scorpio is not the only one. If we don't exercise the things that they are against our comfort zone, there is no way that we can reach our potential and create the life that we're supposed to create. I want to do a quick meditation. Do we have time? Or no? Meditation or no?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes for meditation?
Yes.